Hi there, Chris Herman here, and I want to share some more information with you about my podcast, On Deck with Chris Herman. I've shared some other videos talking about that we are currently in production, creating new episodes of the podcast that will begin going live in January 2026. Topical themes will always start with small business, entrepreneurship, creativity, branding, marketing. That tends to be the core focus of the conversations, but really the conversations will always expand out into other topics. And I thought I'd take a moment to share with all of you why I do this and why I want to do this and why I started the podcast in the first place. Like many people around the time of COVID, I was really enjoying listening to a lot of podcasts. I thought it was a great way to acquire new information, new knowledge. So I really enjoyed the long format, conversational format 2 times. And so at the time, we had a lot of big office space, and I wasn't sure what to do with all the space once everybody was working home from COVID. And so we built the podcast, and we did our first run over the course of about a year and a half. We did 100 episodes, and I really enjoyed it. And the reason I enjoy it so much is I just find in this world of cell phones and texting and social media and all of this, supposed communication that happens between all of us, I still really enjoy face-to-face conversations. It's my favorite way to share information and to learn is to sit across from anybody and have a conversation and ask questions and see where that conversation goes. It's a very improvisational experience, and it can take 30 minutes, it could take 3 hours. But the main reason for me is just to have that time connecting face to face, to be able to look into the eyes of another human being and really get an understanding for why it is that they started their business, or what do they like about working in the creative field. What are the things that really matter to them? And that usually ends up being a reflection of what matters to me. And so the main reason that I will do this podcast now, and hopefully for as long as I possibly can, many, many years, is to have meaningful one-on-one conversations with other human beings. Who knows, with the way technology is going, maybe might end up having some conversations with non-human beings as well too. That's our producer coughing in the background. It's okay though, we're fully organic here. And so the reason that I say that is I just find that that's the best way to learn. Jeff, you okay over there, buddy?
Sorry. I got a tickle in my throat. Jeez.
We can edit in some cool sound effects over that right there. But we're gonna keep going because there's no point in trying to gloss this over. We're not trying to be super fancy here. We're trying to be real. So that's real life. So I just want to learn. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to speak to people who are far ahead of me in any field: business, creativity, spirituality, health and wellness. Any of these areas are areas that I think we'll be routinely communicating about. Might be drinking tea, might be drinking coffee, might be drinking something else, you just never know. But it'll always be real. It'll always be real. And that is what I want to do. That is what I want to share with all of you. And I hope that ultimately each one of you that watches the show, the podcast, is able to learn what I'm learning in the conversation, perhaps share the experience, and walk away with something that's positive and meaningful for your life. So, without further ado, I will wrap this up and say, again, that I'm very excited after this time to be able to bring the podcast back. On Deck with Chris Herman will be going live in January 2026.